that combined with the amount of money I make for what I do, I just knew it wasn't really worth it. And the pandemic taught me there are other ways to make money, and in my own ways, I'm very quiet about a lot of things when it comes to stuff like this. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Tina Marie J. Welcome. If you haven't checked out my most recent video, make sure you check it out right around up there. I hope you guys are doing well. I appreciate you coming and checking out my channel. I'm getting straight into this video. I quit my job, and that combined with the amount of money I make for what I do, I just knew it wasn't really worth it. And the pandemic taught me there are other ways to make money, and in my own ways, I'm very quiet about a lot of things when it comes to stuff like this. I'm pretty freaking ecstatic about it. So for those of you who don't know, I actually am an ABA therapist teaching assistant. I work in a school, a nonprofit school for children who are on the spectrum between the ages of 6 to 20 years old. I worked primarily with middle school age children, but at times I also had teenagers and I also had little ones. I've been working in special education for a little over 7 years now, and I've been working in my current job for 3 years now as an ABA therapist. I do love my job. I do love my job, and I definitely love my students. And a lot of my coworkers I had a good bond with. I had fun with them, but a lot of things changed after the pandemic, and I just knew when it was time to go, and so I said, all right, it's time for me to go. So for those of you who don't know what ABA is, ABA actually stands for Applied Behavior Analysis, and what we do in ABA is we have a system that we use, a reward system where we use something called a token board, and we help individuals meet certain goals on their plans by using this system to reward certain wanted behaviors and to help decrease unwanted behaviors. I've seen some videos where there are people who are completely against ABA and they think that it's wrong, and I can understand different things of why certain people aren't down with ABA therapy. As a teacher using ABA therapy, I've been able to see the positive and the negative sides to it, so I can definitely understand it. But my reasons for leaving my job isn't really so much because of the education field. I mean, honestly, the education field is really screwed up. It definitely is, and that's a whole nother video. But if I were to work in anything, it would definitely be in the field of special education. It would be working with individuals who are on the spectrum. So I've been thinking about leaving my job for probably like 2 years now, but after the pandemic had hit, it became more of a thing for me, like more of something I kept thinking I should leave, because I just started noticing I would go to work and I just wasn't happy. I was feeling miserable. I was not enjoying my job. A lot of things in my job changed. The turnover rate is incredibly high. So many people in my job actually have been leaving to go get jobs in the public school system. I live in New York, so New York City schools, they actually pay pretty well and have pretty good benefits compared to, from what I know, like other states. So to get into the DOE here, the Department of Education, it's not that easy. But ever since the pandemic, a lot of teachers have been quitting and retiring. I never went back to school for education because I never really wanted to be a teacher. I've just worked with children for a long time. I worked my first job in the summer when I was 15. I worked in a daycare center. I've worked in early learning centers. I worked in private schools as a para. And then I started working in this current job I'm at now, where if things hadn't changed so much, I probably could have definitely stuck it out. But this is not something that I would have ever stuck with forever. You know, like there are people in my job who's been there for 15, 20 years. I'm like, wow, that's a long time. That's great. But that's not what I want to do in my life, so I knew I wasn't going to be here forever. But I also was expecting to stick it out longer than this. But like I said, the pandemic changed so many things and it made me see things so much differently. I just realized, is it really worth it after a while? When you as an employee are putting your all into everything you're doing, you're putting in your hours, you're putting in your time, you're putting in everything, and you're not receiving the respect from the company, you're not receiving what you know you deserve, and on top of that, you're not getting paid what you should for what you're doing, and you're seeing that you're being taken advantage of, or you're seeing that other people, other staff are being taken advantage of, and the whole vibe and the whole place is changing. When you go through that, it really makes you think, like, is it really worth it, or should I just take the risk? And the thing is that a lot of people are afraid to take risks, especially when it comes to your job, especially if you're a parent. I get it, I'm a mom. If you're a 21-year-old in college, that's totally different. But if you're like me, you have bills, you have your own apartment, you live in New York City where it's expensive as hell. A lot of people are afraid to take risks, so a lot of people are afraid to let go of what they have. I didn't want to be that person. I didn't want to be afraid. I'm very thankful for all of the lessons, all of the trainings. I'm thankful for everything, all the skills I've gained, because I will say that working in ABA and also knowing how to do crisis management and working with students who have physical aggressions, all that stuff on your resume looks great. Because I have my resume on Indeed, and jobs are always trying to get to me, and I'm just like, I'm not even looking for you. So for jobs to be looking for you when you're not looking for them is a great thing. So I would say appreciate what experience you took from your job, appreciate everything you learned from your job, but that doesn't mean that you owe it to them to stay there. It doesn't mean you owe it to them to devote the rest of your life, your days, until you decide to retire, to stay. I really didn't want to do that. So with all the changes that were going on, with all the people that were already leaving, with all the disrespect that was going on in my job, that combined with the amount of money I make for what I do, I just knew it wasn't really worth it. And the pandemic taught me there are other ways to make money, and in my own ways, I'm very quiet about a lot of things when it comes to stuff like this. I make money in other ways, and I knew, like, if I had more time to put towards making money the way I want to make money, the way I'd love to make it, I know what I need to do it. So if I had that time, I could get that done. I wouldn't even need my job. And that was just something I kept thinking. My job began to feel like it was an extra stressor for me. I mean, 2021 since February has just been crappy, completely to crap. And my job felt like an extra stressor, and I just wanted to let it go. I was going to work miserable. People in my job, they come to work miserable. Everyone in my job complains about how miserable they are, how much they want to leave. I mean, things really have been getting out of control at my job, and I think a lot of jobs, especially in education, it's been that way, and that's why you're seeing so many teachers quitting, because it's the burnout. There's a lot of burnout. They're being held to these high demands, and they're not given the time or the financial freedom to be able to carry it through. They're not given the money that they deserve to carry it through. And that's just what's going on. And even though I worked for a nonprofit, and I didn't work in the public school system, but I worked with special education children who are on the spectrum, we're very, very highly overlooked because we don't have a union. This is a job that you'll only flourish if you decide to go to school. But like I said, I didn't want to go back to school. I have not had any ambition or want to go back to school. And it's not because there's anything wrong with school. It's just there's nothing the school could teach me that I can make money off of, that I can't do on my own, because there's nothing that I need to gain a degree for. The place in my life I'm at now, I just think a lot of times, like, you know, we really do have, and I say this all the time, we really have this one life, and I really want to enjoy it, and I want to do the things that I love to do. And I think that's where a lot of people are getting. This fly, I'm going to put a torch to it. It's like really pissing me off. If you guys keep seeing a fly, I'm sorry, I'm trying to ignore it, but he won't stop flying around me. I think it's because he's attracted to my ring light or something. If you feel like you're ready, and you just have that feeling, and you have a plan set up, you have something set in place, and you feel like, you know what, I'm ready to let this go, I'm ready to move on, don't be afraid to follow through with that. Of course you are going to be a little bit afraid, but think about it like this. Are you more afraid of not doing it and then later on regretting not doing it, Or are you more afraid of doing it and then it not working out, but you always have options to find other ways to make it work out? You understand what I'm saying? Like, you can try something, it doesn't work. It doesn't mean all fails. It just means there's another way to make it work. Maybe that's not the thing that works, and maybe there's another thing that works. Just keep trying to find out and figure it out. Like for me, I had set up my own plan, and I also have a little backup plan in case I feel like I do need to pick up some cases and work a couple of hours after school a week. I could always do those things, but right now I know that there's a lot more that I could do it myself, and if I don't want to progress and I don't want to continue, I don't want to go any further in my career currently, where I would need to get a degree, I would need to get some more certifications just to enhance and add to my current skills. I know I don't want to do those things, so the only option is, all right, make a plan, set it in place so that you could leave. And now I'm gonna see how I could see that plan through, so I'm really working on it. I don't have anything horrible to say about my employer or about even education, the special education field. Like I said, like working with children who have autism has been my most favorite, most rewarding job. I have memories of fun times before the pandemic, fun times with my co-workers and with my students, where we went out, we went on our little trips, we had little picnics. It was fun, and it really does suck that there are employers that won't take care of their employees and won't respect and will take advantage and won't be compassionate to the fact that everyone's lives are changing. Everyone's lives are changing. Every freaking body, no matter what you do, no matter who you are, everybody's lives are changing right now. And it's just sad, because then you, as a lot of my coworkers said to me, oh, we're losing all the good ones. It's true. These jobs are right now losing all the good ones. The people that are talking about, I quit my job, I quit my job, a lot of these jobs are losing the good ones. And yeah, there are some people that quit their job and it's like, okay, you're better off without that person working there. But then there are people who were good, who love what they do, or who really put a lot of time into it. But like I said, last year and this year, especially for me personally, really showed a lot. It really showed that you cannot sit and wait forever to make changes in your life. You can't sit and wait forever to decide to do something different. So, you know. So if any of you guys have done the same, if you are a part of this, I guess I'll call it a movement, even though it's not a movement. I do my own thing. I move the way I want. I could have quit last year, this year, next year. I would have done it on my own. Let me know down below in the comments. Have you quit your job? Have you decided that it was time to go? And if you haven't done so yet, then let me know why. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you like, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, make sure you hit the bell notification so that you know every time I have a video sent out for you guys. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Enjoy your day.
She fought me plenty, her and all her guineas. Yeah, we at the top, right there all through